Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. Today I'm going to tell you everything about my coaching programs, so the coaching service that I provide to my clients through my business. Everything around that, and at the same time I'm going to tell you how to be a good student, client, trainee, apprentice, whatever it would be called with whoever you're working with and trying to learn from, so that you get the most out of that experience. So this will be a great video for anyone that's been curious on the coaching, like what different programs are there, what's included, how does it work, what does it cost, everything like that. But it's also going to be useful to the guys and some gals that already work with me in order for you to understand how to get the most out of this work that we're doing together. But it's going to be helpful anyway, because learning how to be a good student is part of mastering something, all right? Do you realize that all the best masters, teachers, trainers, coaches, they all are also great students? First of all, of course, they had to study in order to become a master, right? But also because they find themselves in a position of teaching and guiding others. So, you learn what behaviors from a person will make it more or less difficult for you as a teacher, but also what things will actually lead to that student learning what they're supposed to, right? So yeah, I'm gonna walk over exactly what's included in my programs on the paper, tell you how it works and how to get the most out of it, and yeah, talk like both in this scenario but in general, how to be a good student so you actually learn. I'm gonna tell you some personal examples because I also work with different coaches on and off. That's an interesting little side note. The people often that are most willing to hire someone to help them are people that are some kind of teacher themselves, because they know the value they bring to others, how it works. So for this reason, they realize the value they can get from others, right? Kind of interesting. But okay, guys, so the reason that I make a video like this is when you have a personal brand, like I do, like of course many people do, but also that is very based on realness, rawness, authenticity, as little of a persona on me and surface here as possible. When it comes to the business side of things, sometimes I get a little like just looking. When you're thinking how you're supposed to do things and you look at others, I get a little like, am I supposed to blow it up this big and sensationalize things in this way? Because it doesn't speak to me. Like I think a lot of what I do here. I know what it's done for me. I know it's priceless. It's incredible. Still, I do not want to present it in a way that I just don't feel actually captures what it's about, right? But apart from this, I find that it's quite difficult to actually get across, like, what is it you actually get when you buy this program, when you work with me? Like, I can summarize it here. Like, I have some text here I'm going to show you here too. That is what I send to people in writing when they express interest in the coaching, right? Still, I never feel as if that truly captures what it's about. And so, guys, what you gotta realize that when you work like with a content creator that you follow, if you're gonna work directly with them, you gotta realize that what you're really getting is the same thing you're getting as when you're looking at the videos, just on a more personal and a more intense level. Like you get more of this, but also tailored specifically directly to you. You're not just watching a pre-recorded video. You're in touch with this person, right? So we're going to walk through exactly what I provide in terms of all the training program and the nutrition plan and that. But what you have to realize is that what you mainly get is this person involved in your process, and how much you get out of that person in this process, that's going to come down to you a whole lot. And yeah, I am making this video to present to people that's been curious about the coaching, but also from my experience, a lot of people I worked with could have gotten more out of it. I tried to make them get more out of it. So that's why I feel like I want to prepare potential clients, but also you that already, like, I want you to get more out of this. All right. So I have 2 programs currently. When I started this, I just had one, which was pretty much the elite program now. But then as things grow and you realize people can want your help, but at different levels, there can be different levels of needs. How much do they need you, right? So I divided it into 2 programs. So I have my elite program that, apart from all the holistic bodybuilding, the physical stuff, there's going to be a whole lot more room to work on deeper stuff, right? And then I have my second program, that's a mindset training nutrition program it's mostly focused on the latter two, the training and nutrition. But like I say, it's always what you make of it, right? Like if you're actually being super dedicated to your physical aspect, you're gonna have. You can of course always. You're supposed to see what you're doing. This always, even if you're just going to the gym, and that would be everything I'm here for. You should always see it as a larger work on yourself you're doing. But the point being here is that even in the program where there's less involvement with me, if you are to be super on point with your training and nutrition stuff, you would have more room for focusing on other stuff, even directly with me. So, Uncommon Sense Elite, what is included just purely on the paper is a 60-minute video call per week. We schedule a standard time. Then what I put in here are daily non-negotiable tasks, and that it's life and personal growth focused. What this really means is to, I will program. With the clients working with me on this program, we can actually program stuff in your routine, in your habits, that isn't just training and diet, right? So it's going to vary exactly what this means depending on the individual, but it's just to make the point really that this program is definitely about more than just fitness. Then it is the things you would expect. The custom training routine I make your program that you can log in the training app I work with. Same with the nutrition, right? And you can chat with me there. You have 24/7 chat support, and I prioritize elite clients. I'm quite responsive to people in general, but I go out of my way to be more available to the elite clients. And we have communication in the app, updates to the nutrition and training plan whenever that is necessary. And the price for this program is $746 per month and $1,999 for 3 months. So this is an expensive elite program. Of course, I have never had so far anyone sign up for the elite program for longer than 3 months. But of course, I reward extra commitment, basically. So I'm going to talk a bit more about this, but let me get into describing the second program. What I put here is that I'll make you a custom training program with videos on my training app. We will talk about your goals. I will make you a personal nutrition plan and or fasting. It always depends on your circumstance and goals, right? Which we track daily. And we will have a monthly video call to answer everything about training, nutrition, mindset. But again, that's just to make someone think, you could, of course, ask me literally anything on that. And I should say both of the programs include one initial setup call. That is not, that's just for me to interview you and get whatever I need to prepare the program. It doesn't count. And I always, after the initial setup call, if I have it today, it's a Wednesday today, I'll prepare the program so you can look it over in the weekend, and then we start. But so I want to talk about how to get the most out of these things. Okay, so look, this is what I kind of want to say, and why it's impossible to kind of summarize beforehand exactly what it is, because everyone gets this, but then it's going to depend a little on you, what you need and what you're looking to get out of this. So let me just to make up an example, because this has happened with some people. Some people realize that someone like me would be better for them to talk to about their life problems that are not just about fitness than a therapist, someone that realizes I need to work on my body, but I also have these mental health problems or this relationship problem, whatever it is. And if you've just felt that this guy that I'm watching on YouTube, it helps, his stuff helps me with everything that's going on with me, that kind of person could sign up. And of course, I'm always going to push and provide the training programs. But if it was up to you, if talking to me is really everything you felt like you needed, like a sort of counseling like that, then that's what it would end up being in the end. I'll always provide these things at the start, but I've had clients like this, right? With some people, it's completely the opposite. Someone on the elite program, they can just realize that, the one thing I struggle so much with is my fitness stuff. So I really need more involvement than just having a training app with someone that gave me. I need to be talking about these things. I need to be discussing the mistakes I'm making in the week, right? But the point is, you gotta know exactly what are you looking to get out of that person, and then you kind of what you get here, the base, what you get. Like for instance, a weekly call. It's a lot of it. Like I am going to ask you things that I think, bring stuff up that I think, but a lot of it is gonna have to come from you. It's like communication. Communication. Do you know that my experience? I'm telling you this because, yeah, it's one of the reasons I make the video. That sometimes I feel like people don't get as much out of me as they could. Like the funny thing is that people generally. I've had clients that just message you way too much about stuff they shouldn't be like stuff that's not relevant to this, which is kind of disrespectful, it's intrusive because when you are the coach, you want to be there and it does not feel good to feel like someone has paid you. It's like, I don't want to answer all this fucking crap you're bringing me. But this has been rare cases. Like mostly, I feel like people talk to me too little. Because communication is key, guys, in life in general, in understanding and getting the most out of each other. And so, for instance, some people, they just don't really tell me what's up with their training. And they might be doing something wrong, or it might be room for improvement, So, for instance, I want people, can you kind of not just think about what questions do I have, what am I completely unsure about? No, just tell the teacher. I'm not with you, right? Let me know as much as possible about what's going on. I will give you input. All right. And sometimes it's not even that you need advice or be told don't do that, do this, Sometimes just reporting what you do and getting confirmed like, okay, 95% of this, it's great, but this little detail you could do differently. That's why I often say that there aren't really any stupid questions, as long as they're on topic, of course. But even if the answer is you don't have to worry about that right now, well, now you know, right? Because I know a bunch of things, but you as a client might not know that this thing, I'm wondering if, does it matter if I do this or this? It can be an energy drain. So that you, instead of going around and thinking about that, you just bring it to me and I can let you know that either, you should do it this way, or just, you know what, it actually doesn't matter. Do whatever you prefer. That's a relief, right? And so the same thing with a elite program, like you're going to be forced to communicate with me more with the weekly calls, right? But so what I want to get to, the elite program, it's either for the person that just feels I need more involvement, right? I'm just speaking once per month and then just being connected, like it's just not enough for me. But it's also for the person that just wants to invest. Like I have clients on the elite program that probably would have been okay, but they really want to maximize their progress and they can afford it. So, I would love it if everyone could go on the elite program, but I both understand that it's pricey for some people, even though I completely think it's worth it. You know that the prices I have on my elite program are literally half what the business coach I work with recommended. But I get that, and I also know that there's a lot of people that would be able to do a lot with less. But that's the point, though. I want to make you understand how to go about that. So when it comes to the second program, for instance, all those clients, they can ask me and update me at any time as well. It's just that I will always prioritize the elite clients. But like I told you, I am very responsive. You see my just comments on videos, right? So within a day, I will have answered. And if you're someone that's not going to talk to me directly as often, this is really something you should be doing. And it's because, from my end, I feel like I provide what I've promised, and sometimes that's what I feel with some people you work with, that, I feel like I'm not really getting to deliver what I'm here to deliver to you. Like, can you please use me more? And so what I will always initially do, especially with newer clients, I message maybe once per week at least, if they haven't, and just be, hey, how's everything going? Any thoughts? How did the first week feel? Whatever, And I will, if I don't hear from the person, I will keep checking in. But at a point, it's like I'm trying to do my part in pulling the work for you, like keep you accountable, not just when you come to me, but you would make it a whole lot easier for you to always like bring stuff to me that I don't have to pull it out of you. And there's gonna come a point, when there's like, let's say that you have a personal trainer, you have a scheduled time. Like if you show up, the trainer is gonna train you, right? But you have to show up. And if you don't show up once, maybe the trainer can check if you're like, hey, what happened? Are you like sick? Did something get in the way? But if you keep not showing up to the appointment, the trainer's just gonna be like, okay, I just have to. I tried, there's nothing more I can do here. So that's what I feel is unfortunate with some people, that even though I try to be on their ass a little bit, ask me more. It's like, yeah, they don't. And then it's like I see them not move towards their goal when they could, and I can't really do much more about it. And to me, it's just important to feel like it wasn't for me, right? But that's also, it's a side note. Like, when I started doing some coaching, I had some people like pay me and just ghost me before the time was over. I tried to reach them and I can't. And some people would tell me that oh, that's easy money. And of course it is. It's like, yeah, I haven't lost anything, but I want to help you. I'm here. I started doing all this for free. I want to help you. I don't see it as a win that you paid me and then don't do the work. It's like, yes, I don't have to have our calls, or I don't have to chat or update this person's program. No, absolutely not. But I want to help you. But guys, you gotta help yourself. To get the most help, you gotta help yourself. So now I just talked a bit about it in general, but you have to understand that all the things that are provided on the paper, like a training program, fasting, nutrition plan, and even having a call, you have to do the most of this now. If the training program, if you're unsure about something, you gotta bring that up, Even if you're not unsure, you should still, just tell me, take me through. That's what I ask all clients the first call we have, if it's on the second program. I try now, I've started telling people to prepare, walk me through the entire program and just share any thoughts you have, Many times when thoughts are shared, when there's no one is necessarily bringing up a problem they're having or something, I will still see something or hear something so I can provide something so that it goes even better. You see what I mean? You're getting these things, but it's up to you now to, play ball with me, right? So I'm going to tell you one example of when I've been a good student, right? And so it was when I wanted to get into mobility coaching. We'll actually talk about why I got coaching and how it worked, So I've been training, strength training for 3 years, and I've been thinking that I really should get into more mobility training, that I'm strong, I feel good, and I'm definitely more stiff, not as flexible as I could be. And so I happened to have a friend who, he's not anymore, of course he still knows mobility, but he doesn't work with it anymore, but he was a mobility coach anyway. And so I've been thinking for a long time that I should get into it. And I know, just because I learned the strength training myself from YouTube and stuff. So I knew that I could learn mobility training in the same way, but I just felt like, I'm never doing this, and so let's just pay my friend so that it happens, because that's a kind of funny thing with coaching too, that you really want people to understand what you mean, that just the fact that you pay, that's a little luxury for the person that's a coach. Like half the service they provide is just existing, having received the payment and holding the person accountable, because when we have to provide the service too, but if you see what I mean, people don't realize that, but a big part of what you're getting is actually just getting to pay to do the work, because now you have to value it. When it's just about going to the gym or not, it's one thing, but when it's like I paid for a coach, I'm just completely wasting money if I don't go to the gym, right? So I paid for it both because I knew, now it was, at the time it was at least a sum of money that meant something to me, So now I'm gonna feel like I'm a complete idiot if I don't do it now. I'm also gonna get the shortcut. Like that's one thing. There are no real shortcuts in fitness, as in you're gonna have to do the work over time. But of course, if you start by yourself, you could do things less than optimal or have complete wrong focus. That's what I think is beautiful, right, with my coaching here, that when you start with me, I can, if I had been you in your spot, I'll start how I would have done it, knowing what I know now. We don't have to do the mistakes that I did. So I know that too, that I'm going to take a shortcut. Probably in these 3 months of working with him, at the end, I'll know what I would have known after a year or so working myself, right? So the thing here, I guess some other things just come to mind now, like how to get the most out of a program when I think back to this time. So what he did was he gave me some actual workouts for mobility, but also daily routine. And the daily routine sucked for me. It's like I start thinking about another topic, how habits are built, because I've used that as an example many times. But look, I get all of this, and when I look it over, like there are some things in the program that I don't quite understand yet, but there are exercises, there are instructional videos for everything. And I just know I haven't even gone and tried this yet. There's no point of me asking anything yet, because I also know that many things, when you just go try something, some questions you have answer themselves, right? So I immediately go, he wants me to film it too. And so one point is do everything the coach asks of you. Don't make the coach have to beg to get to help you. That's kind of what I talked about. It's like, message me. Like, yes, I can check in sometimes, but, help yourself here. You gotta do the work, So he wanted me to film everything so he can get input. I do that immediately. The first workouts, I film everything immediately. I wait for his input on the things. And then the little small questions I have, I ask, and I get answers. But then I go back to the program and following it with his instructions in mind. Some new question marks appear, but I just wait a little bit because I want to see again, will I just get the answer by doing the process? And I find that some things actually get answered, that when I just got more used to movement, whatever I was wondering about became obvious, right? But then there comes a point where it's like, okay, clearly, there's one thing I'm actually wondering about now. So I bring that to him, and he can provide me a good answer. So you see that I don't waste his time by just spamming everything I could possibly think of immediately, but I follow his instructions to a T, trusting him even when I don't understand, so that I find some of the answers for myself, and then I know that the last few question marks here, those are legit, and now I get everything out of him, and I know that he didn't have, I would show up for everything, right? I would do all my workouts. If he wanted me to film, I would always film it. I would do, if we had a call, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be prepared with everything I want to talk about, right? And so I know that to this guy, I'm the easiest work ever. He doesn't have to worry, can I do something for him to stick to the pro? That's, of course, another thing, that I'm already this kind of doer person, But also everything, he doesn't get spammed with unnecessary questions, but he also gets to provide help when necessary, right? And pretty much pretty much what it ends up being for him. I hope I managed to describe it well to you now, but it's like that example with the personal trainer in the gym. All they have to do is be there, and when the client shows up, they just do their hour with them. It becomes the same for this guy. He never has to chase me or be worried that I won't be doing la 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 la. All he has to do is show up for everything that's been agreed upon, and he's doing his job. I make it incredibly easy for you. So that's a funny thing. Working with someone that's a good student, it works out best for everyone. They're going to get the result, and it's going to be easy. Like, I have some of these guys now. It's going great on some programs. I just can't wait for some months in the future to show the results, But it's like, I get to have amazing conversations with these guys, give them some hints, points, answer some questions here and there, but then just enjoy seeing these guys just completely crushing it, Some interesting things comes to mind just when I talk about this subject. Do you know that another thing that it's just interesting, that just like coaches, the people that are coaches themselves, they they would actually be more willing to invest. There are many people that, I can do it on my own, But another thing is that, so what I mean is that it's often a good sign that someone is willing to pay. Like, not just that, I don't know, they're generous or something, I mean, it says that this person is willing to invest in themselves, says something good about this person. They're not cheap about their self-development. But also what I notice is that this kind of person, like what I want to get to is that people that pay to work with me are often more respectful of my time when I tell them that, look, bro, you have me. I want you to message me. I want to be in touch with you. And some people that don't pay you, they have completely no respect for that you're an individual that already puts out a lot of stuff for free and have people that pay to work with you, and they just keep asking stuff like, and put me in the position to have to say, because I will always answer as much as I can, but I have to say at some point, like, look, this is coaching now. It would be disrespectful for me to keep answering you when I have people that actually pay for this, right? It's just an interesting observation that the people that pay are more respectful for you. That should teach you a lesson, guys. That people that are generous, like willing to give themselves, they are also the ones that will receive the most. While the person that just tries to take, you're not gonna get. You're not gonna get it, or at least not as much as you could, all right? But I think that's it, guys. I think I've concluded it. Oh yeah, I never said the price for the second program. I guess I will have put it up on the screen, but I can still say it here. It's pretty much, it depends on the commitment, but it's, well, the monthly price of the Elite program is the price for 3 months. 746 is 3 months, it's 296 for 1 month, but I would let someone go on for a month, but that's why I make it so it's more expensive proportionally too, because it's just like 3 months would be the minimum, I feel like, for someone to actually get something out of the program, but I would. But yeah, it's 296 for a month, 746 for 3, 1295 for 6, 1 or 1999 for a year. Okay, guys. So yeah, no, I guess, like and comment if you have any other questions about the coaching that I feel are like appropriate to answer. I mean, I guess they are because I put this, but I'm just thinking if you have something more personal, you could send me a message and ask about it. But about the programs more generally, feel free to ask here, comment and like anyway. It helps support the channel. I have the bodybuilding book. That's the little first step before coaching. But yeah, guys, that's it. I hope to see you on one of my programs soon. Peace.